Welcome to another episode of Unspoken Truths, Season 3, Episode 9. The topic is yet another analogy. The analogy is comparing insecurities caused by others to a neglected garden. Join me as I break down the analogy and sharing my thoughts on insecurities. Pay attention to your insecurities. They are not there to taunt you, but to show you where to heal. Dr. G. Mate. Insecurities can dig a hole, leaving you feeling worthless and unhappy. Self-esteem is about self, though it doesn't take away the fact that others can be the reason you lose parts of yourself and be left unrecognizable. A friend of mine and I were talking about the damage abuse can have over you, leaving you completely insecure, and how easily you'll feel worthless because you gave away your power in the sake of love, and then having to rebuild yourself after the damage is done and it feels impossible, like you could never be whole again. I want to emphasize the power of others that might have over you and your esteem. We effortlessly give ourselves to our better halves, family, friends, because we solely believe that the love they have can never turn around to cause harm. Therefore, you feel safe, confident, and complete until someone breaks your trust or betrays you. At that moment of betrayal, the question you tend to ask yourself is, did I deserve that? And then followed by, if I did, am I not enough? It becomes a moment of self-reflection. Whilst comparing yourself in the midst of the pain, you start digging yourself into a hole of, am I worthy? Could I ever be enough? To maybe, I deserve all the hurts I'm receiving. And you start fading into the background and losing the confidence. And you shy away from the world because you now think you're not desirable. That self-love is now buried in a hole that you start failing to get yourself out of. Insecurities are the death of a person and a character assassination, especially in the hands of someone else causing this feeling of unworthiness. Insecurities caused in relationships can be daunting, especially if a partner body shames you or fails to acknowledge you or see you. When a partner cheats and you compare yourself to the next girl, or maybe she's better than I am. Maybe she has something better than I have. Maybe she's more entertaining. Maybe she's sexier. Maybe she's more intelligent. You keep on digging yourself in a hole. When you're verbally, physically abused, these things leave you scarred and insecure about yourself. It's easy to take it as if you're the problem. Let me share a story. I remember years back when I was in a relationship that was toxic. I mean red flag toxic. Without therapy, I don't think I could have come this far. That relationship left me like barren land. Didn't know if I was even still living or breathing. The amount of emotional abuse I faced left me so insecure. Hearing someone each day shame you, body shame you, yet they say they loved you wholeheartedly. The words like, I will leave you because you're gaining weight. No one wants a fat girlfriend. Or words of, there's better out there if you don't get your weight under control. Those words would be engraved in me each day, that I would feel so worthless. And I started believing all that he said day in and day out. How could anybody love me? How could I even love myself? All that brought horrible insecurities. I worked on them though, through therapy, because I had to flash out the emotional abuse I had endured. Even in working on those insecurities, I still tend to get triggered because people intentionally want to wound you, projecting their own fears. And that I learned in my therapy. I think my biggest issue is that people find it so easy to insult others. I have heard it all from, I can't believe my son brought a fat girl. Whilst in our family, we petite, we small. To, I didn't recognize you there because you look like the lady next door who's fat. I can tell you all I've heard, and I can write a book about it. It's in those things that built unnecessary self-hate towards myself, or you just build this unnecessary hatred towards yourself. Even in moments you can't accept a little change because you can easily be triggered. I believe my biggest trigger the past 2 years has to be childbirth. After having a C-section, to having a scary scar that I couldn't change because the tissue didn't heal so well, to gaining so much weight that I initially had worked on, felt like taking steps back and not seeing myself in any positive light, just a ball of triggers. No, not so much self-love to give myself, or even enough given to feel enough. Insecurity for me feels like the sensation of suffocating. Taylor Joseph. This is now where nourishing your garden is very important. Don't let anyone project their issues or intentions to hurt, dry out your garden. I believe we've all gone through the episodes of feeling inadequate, be it in relationships, at work, in our friendship circles, or even in our families. So let me break down the analogy real quick. The analogy comparing the insecurities caused by others to a neglected garden, and the journey to understanding one's value and worth to revitalizing that garden. Insecurities caused by others are like once a beautiful garden that has been neglected and trampled on. People's harsh words and actions, your self-esteem, they literally damage your self-esteem. It's as if the weeds have overrun your garden, choking out the vibrant colors and leaving it barren and uninviting. But just as a neglected garden can be restored, so can your sense of self-worth. Here's how you can circle back and understand your value. First, recognize the weeds. Identify the negative influences and hurtful comments that have taken root in your mind. Acknowledge that these do not define your true worth. Okay? Secondly, clear the debris. Remove the weeds and debris that have accumulated. This means letting go of all the negativity and distancing yourself from the toxic influences, be it friendships or family. If they don't bring any joy and they don't bring any platform of self-worth or building your esteem, distance yourself from that negativity. Thirdly, nourish the soil. Enrich your inner self with positive affirmations, supportive relationships, and self-care practices like adding compost to enrich the soil. This step helps rebuild your confidence. Something as small as looking into the mirror and saying, "Ooh, girl, today you look beautiful." To wearing an invisible cape, walking with your head up high and feeling untouchable. Nourish that soil. Fourth, plant new seeds. Begin to plant new seeds of self-belief and self-love. Engage in activities that you enjoy, that reinforce your strengths and your talents. Plant new seeds in everything. Plant new seeds in your relationships. Plant new seeds in your family. Plant new seeds in your relationships. Plant new seeds so that everything around you is so positive that you have self-belief and self-love in yourself. Fifth, tend to your garden regularly. Just as a garden requires regular maintenance, so does your self-esteem. Continue to nurture your mind and heart with kindness, patience, and encouragement. I want to repeat that. Continue to nourish your mind and heart with kindness, patience, and encouragement. And that will help you. Sixth and lastly, watch your garden flourish. Girl, let it flourish. Over time, with consistent care and attention, your garden will begin to thrive again, blooming with vibrant flowers. Similarly, as you enforce your worth and value, your confidence will grow and you'll start to flourish. Glow, girl, glow, glow, glow and grow. I like that. Flourish your garden. Consistent care and attention, because it doesn't mean that you started working on it, you let it go. Be consistent so that when any negativity comes and any triggering comes, you're confident and strong enough to look past the negativity, to look past the self-hate, to look past any platform that is created to make you feel unworthy. Just as a garden can be revived with care and dedication, you can reclaim your self-worth and understand your true value despite the insecurities caused by others. Don't let insecure thoughts ruin something amazing, unknown. I know it's easier said than done. Nita, come on. You're just saying it. No, I'm not just saying it. I've lived it. I've been in it. I'm still a student of life. I'm still in the healing processes of my own insecurities. So believe me when I say it works. It's not easier said than done. Believe me when I say I still get triggered till this day. But one day I woke up and decided to water and nourish my garden. I know we've all gone through insecurities and others might be facing them as they listen to this podcast. I need you to know you are enough. Even if the world around you disapproves, approve your own existence. Don't let anything or anyone define who you are. You came onto this earth alone, and surely you will leave this earth alone. Nourish your garden, silence the noise, and put in enough love for yourself. There is no race to healing. Take your time, water that garden, and see the results. Girl, you are enough. So, to you, my beloved listeners who still have love for our network, thank you for always supporting us. We truly appreciate it. Know that you can now engage with us directly under Buzzsprout, leave questions and comments under fan mail, and we'll surely get back to you. Join us again for more heartfelt conversations on Unspoken Truth. Until then, take care of yourselves. Love and light to you, all my Unspoken Truth family. It's your host, Nita Terry T, and I thank you.
The Unspoken Truth is the catalyst for important and thought-provoking conversations that need to be had. The network tackles social ills, spiritual healing, soul-searching, and mental health awareness. To subscribe, click on the show link to follow our podcast and be part of the Unspoken Truth family. Find us on all social media platforms.